Hey guys, well, Seth asked me to say a few words to you about blogging. Well, I am Carlaarena, a Brazilian EFL educator, currently living in the US. Well, when I started blogging, I started big and just by chance. I was taking some online classes and I decided to test blogging because I've never really experienced it. And so I invited a friend of mine. I didn't know him face to face, just an online friend. And I invited him to join me for a collaborative project. So we just started blogging with our students immediately, even though we didn't know much at that time about, the technicalities of blogging. We just went for it to see how it worked, what the impact on the students was. And so we went on, we learned by doing it. And what happened at first was that we were trying things not really safe on how well we were doing it, but we just kept going, and students really responded to it. We had like a class, my class in Brasilia, and Dennis Oliver's class in Arizona. My students were EFL students, his students were college ESL students. And they started to write to each other and post on the blog. And we would set like groups of students answering to other groups of students so everybody would get an answer. What I figured out was that, in fact, the management of a blog was very similar to what we had in class. We needed to encourage participation, we needed to spice things up by adding variety. Um, we had to encourage students all the time, to check the blog, to answer, to give feedback to their peers. So it was pretty similar to what we did in the classroom in the sense of, classroom management, really, and blog management. Of course, we had to learn a little bit about the technical part of it. And at that time, there were tons of things available, but not as much, not as many resources as we have now. Now it's very easy to blog. You really don't need, you just need some hours to learn the technical part and then figuring out what to do with your students. So we started big, but we kept this collaborative project for 1 year and a half. And we varied, like I would get students every semester. So every time I got new students, we restarted it with different groups interacting. And Dennis invited a friend of his to join us. So this group joined us, and it was fun. It was when his friend joined us, it was the World Cup, and it's big in Brazil as well as in Italy. So my students shared their feelings for, the Brazilian World Cup, how they celebrated, what they did, and all that. And the Americans were really curious about it because it's not really the popular national sport. So we had lots of fun sharing our cultural experience. Um, I've had experience with teenagers blogging and with adults. The experience is different. The teenagers just go there and do it, but they enjoy being part of the process, but they don't really care about the results. That's the fact. They are not really interested. Like, it's hard to keep them involved in the interactive part of the blogging. As for adults, it's the opposite. I think that they're really into the results. What will How will blogging affect my learning? That's what they want to know. If they see value added to their learning, they will be willing to go with you on this journey. If not, they won't um, get into it. Um, w- what is interesting there is I tried to show that they were really aggregating value to their English, learning English, what can I say, development and enhancement. So they were really, not all of them, but most of them were really willing to take the plunge into blogging. And we had great experiences with blogging. Um, they didn't have much time, but the ones I've never graded blogs, so the ones who decided to blog, they were really into it. And the funny part is that you learn so much about them, that things that you would never learn in a regular classroom, never. And blogging is a great experience for the shy ones. They can really show themselves. I don't know, it's because of the screen. I don't know. It's just a non threatening environment that they really embrace, and they show themselves to the others in a way that they would never do in the classroom. Um, so I've had different experiences, and what I try to do to motivate my students, be them teenagers or adults, to blog and to be part of this learning journey is to show value, to show that they are doing something that it's not for me, it's for them. It's about them learning that they have a voice and they have something important to say to a bigger audience. It's not for me, the teacher, it's for their peers, it's for, sometimes family, it's for friends and partners all over the world. I always try to find international partners because it adds to their experience, and then they feel that they are using English for uh, a meaningful and contextualized purpose. It's not English, just to learn, but English because they need to communicate something and they need the language to communicate with other people. And blogging is a very enriching cultural experience. If they see this, they really get into it. And what I really try to do is to vary the activities that I have in the blog. And with videos, I try to tap into different learning styles, which is very important, just like we do in the classroom. And it's blogging is about our classroom. It's connecting our classroom to the world, and showing the world that we have a voice. That's it. That's how I feel. Um, and so when the students learn that blogging is a truly genuine means of communication, they embrace it. Um, but don't expect this just to happen like this. It doesn't. It takes effort, it takes time, and it's a matter of creating the habit of blogging. And don't give up at the first try. It's nothing like, oh, you're gonna post it and people will start commenting. No, there are tons of blogs out there. What you need to do is to find your own tone and model to students and show them what you expect them to do, and make this a big part of your class. It can be really engaging, and there is no formula. It can be, it can be a class blog, it can be one mother blog. It means like a class blog, and then other the students blogs linked to the class blog. There is no formula. The formula is the one that works for you. It can be microblogging. It doesn't mean that not every class is prepared like for more deeper reflective writing, and maybe you could just choose